Drop cloth by Fairwind Ball. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Ceramic or wicker?
Ceramic.
Tiles or wooden floors? No! Hi!
Oh my gosh. I was on my own for about 5 minutes. It was brutally painful.
Oh no!
And then I saw yours. I tried to get on yours and then it didn't work. That was so awkward. I was like, okay, this is happening.
It's okay. We're here now. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. It's so nice to finally meet you.
You as well. Listen to your accent. Oh my god.
Yeah. Mine sounds strange to you and yours sounds strange to me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning there, right?
Correct. What time is it?
It is 6 in the evening here.
Wow.
Yeah. So
at this time.
oh, not at all. Thank you so much for joining us. You're so good.
Oh.
Yeah, not at all. So we'll get talking a little bit about Light and Dwell and about your company. So yourself and Amy, you started off this business in 2015. So the two of you are best friends and both had a love for interior design and came up with this business. And since then you have grown exponentially. You have a whole team, you work on huge projects, and you now offer online consultations. We love watching your series here of Women in Business. So you are no stranger to a live. So do you enjoy doing the lives, or how do you find them?
Okay, normally I have Amy with me, so I kind of feel like I have somebody to play off of a little bit.
Yeah.
So doing one by myself, I have to be honest, I was a little nervous today.
Oh no!
I did, and we absolutely love your lighting and have for years, and we use it in a lot of our projects. So very excited to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for being here, and we love your work. So we're so happy to work together on certain projects. And basically we were running a question and answer over on our Instagram stories every week for a couple of months, and we were just continuously getting questions about interior design, and that's why we came up with this concept to get interior designers on to kind of talk to our followers, give them some advice, and talk about popular topics, and to get this going. So we're so glad to have you as our first guest. So this theme is going to be all about earthy tones, earthy, neutral, warm tones in the interior. So what do you initially think of when you think of earthy tones? What would be your go-to?
Yeah, well, I love this topic because it's who Light and Dwell is. Every design that we do is centered around organic, earthy, natural textures and color palettes. And so when I think of, earthy interiors, earthy design, I think about Light and Dwell. And then I also just think about, okay, anything outside can be brought in, and we incorporate that a lot into our design work, taking natural elements and then bringing them inside your home. It tends to be, a very timeless, organic, textured look that, we've been doing for a long time, and it is just kind of now really the it thing in the industry. You're seeing a lot of people bring in, vintage, organic, patinaed pieces, but those pieces have actually been around for years and years and years. So it's fun to kind of see everything come full circle like that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And what would be your colors that you would normally go for? When you think earthy, warm tones, what would be your go-to colors for, let's say, a safer look in the home?
Yeah, love that question. A great kind of go-to color for me right now that's safer, that we tend to use a lot for contrasting trim. So if the walls are white we might do a different color window and trim and baseboard door. Color would be drop cloth by Farrow and Ball. That's one of my all-time favorites. We're using that in one of our projects right now that I'm really excited about. So that would be a safer color.
Yeah.
And maybe like a more fun, trying something really warm. You know, we're big fans of greens around here. So, you know, like a deep olive green. There's a color called Dark Olive by Benjamin Moore that we many times, and that would be kind of more of a leap into
the
this too.
Yeah, and incorporating those colors. So let's say, other than paint, what would you do to incorporate earthy tones into the home other than, let's say, the color?
So walls is huge. Something that our whole design team, like a little secret that we have as a design team to kind of make sure that we're all on brand and make sure that we're all incorporating earthy tones and elements, is all of our designers start actually with a floral arrangement. So we follow a lot of florists kind of religiously, catching inspiration, because a lot of times you'll see them with these color palettes that you might not have thought of because they're not necessarily familiar, you know, in the interior world. So we pull from that, and then there, you know, that can create a whole palette for a house, for a project, for a single room. So some, you know, some elements that we like to bring in just color wise, I mean, just that kind of helps set the tone for the palette. But then beyond just earthy tones, I think a huge piece of kind of that earthy look is the texture. It's one, I mean, it's one of the reasons why I love your lighting, is that the finish of your lighting, of your brass, like patinaed light, it weathers so well. And, you know, we live, we're based in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest in Oregon, here in the States. And so it rains a lot. I think it rains a lot in Ireland, right?
A lot.
Okay. Okay. So it rains a lot here. And so, you know, I have your outdoor lights. I have some of your lights at my home. And when it rains, I mean, over time, the lights look even better. So that's, you know, that's one great way to kind of incorporate earth tones, is with the metals and with the finishes that you're choosing, lighting being one of them. And then I'd say like different wood tones and layering those different finishes. So it doesn't just have to be paint colors. It can be textiles, wood finishes, lighting.
Yeah, so you have the antique brass. With the antique brass, do you feel, or like what kind of colors do you feel of lighting would you incorporate in to make to complement the earthy tones, I suppose?
Yeah, the antique brass, that's a favorite. We using that in multiple projects, actually, not just my own home, but Amy is doing a renovation, and we're gonna have it, you know, in her home, both exterior and some on the interior. And then some other projects. We actually have a project down in Austin, Texas, where I'm pretty sure like 40% of the lighting is your antique brass, has your antique brass finish to it. So that, and what I like about it is that it naturally kind of pulls out the rust tones as well, which are also very warm. So that's one finish. And then also anytime that you can use an unlacquered brass, that's another great option because it wears really well over time, especially on plumbing fixtures. You know, if you go with more of like a glossy or satin gold, it tends to not wear as well, not patina. But if you go with an brass, that patinas really nicely over time and gives you like a very organic, earthy feel.
Yeah, so it's really kind of going for that timeless look and something that is going to just last forever, essentially. I actually seen when you were talking about taking in a floral arrangement in one of your latest posts, you had said trim whatever is outside and bring it inside. And I
Yeah.
love that. There's just like, no matter what the weather, no matter what time of year, you can mix it up a little and really incorporate those different tones, literally from what is outside your home. So yeah, I really love that tip, and like that was such a good piece of advice to just incorporate whatever is going on outside just in your home.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yep. Whether it's like bare branches, it's been stormy, and you just need some of that texture, earthiness, that is a great way to bring it inside. You don't need to have, a huge garden to, cut stems and bring them inside. It can be literally just a single branch, and it can make a big difference.
yeah. And typically when we talk about earthy tones, and you had mentioned as well, it's more of the warmer colors. Would you ever incorporate like the cooler, brighter colors into the home, or how would you do that and still kind of have that, the earthy feel? How would you kind of incorporate more cooler tones?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a great balance, and I don't know if you can really see behind me, but my cabinet color, if you can see,
you can.
is it's definitely a cooler kind of gray. It has some bluer undertones to it, and that's kind of a great way for cooler tones. I love that mixed with like green and different beiges and browns. So that's one way. Our team tends to stay away from like really hot colors. So anything that's going to, there's certain colors. I mean, I think looking, kind of like we talked about earlier, just looking outside and seeing what colors kind of balance and play off each other is a way to kind of know, okay, these colors really work together. These colors don't really work together. And there are ways to add in those cooler colors with the blues and, even sometimes the purples, like the lilacs, are a nice way. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And terracotta is becoming so popular and such popular color. How would you kind of incorporate that into the home?
I love terracotta. I love that. Well, in floors, terracotta floors, that's a great way to really, enhance the texture. If a client or, anybody is open to sort of that uneven, rockier ground, I think terracotta tiles is a great way to go. And then we're actually working on a bathroom right now that has a terracotta colored vanity. So there are ways there. And then, that really brings in those brass finishes. So it kind of all ties and brings in a lot of that warmth. So
yeah. And so let's talk a little bit about different rooms in the home and what kind of earthier, warmer tones you would use in the different rooms, like let's say the bathroom compared to the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I think in the kitchen, throughout the whole house, we like to have consistency. We like for everything to play off of each other. So if we're going with a look or a palette, we want to make sure that,
There's a fly that would buzzing around me.
we want to make sure that every room goes together, but not every room is matchy-matchy. So you might choose, and you also don't want it to look too rough, too rustic. At least we don't. We want it to have some balance. We want it to look clean and timeless, but at the same time have a lot of those like earthier. So say in the kitchen, we decide to do like a handmade tile for the backsplash that isn't just like a straight white. There's some variation there. We might mix that with, brass finishes, like in the lights, in the faucet, in the hardware, and then maybe a warmer cabinet color. So, a greigey color. That might be a great way to add in kind of that earthiness in the kitchen, where in the bathroom, you can get away with, okay, in this bathroom, we're going to do more of that terracotta look on the floor. We're going to have terracotta tiles on the floor. And then you know, on the walls, you can still continue with that same look of, okay, we want to have that handmade organic look on the walls, which we tend to actually do. And lacquer brass finishes throughout, or antique brass. But then we might, on the cabinetry, we might do, you know, like a white oak vanity, you know, that's still warm, but it also adds that kind of that modern element. To the space. So there's definitely balance, and there's an art to doing it. There's a way to do it, but it's not too complicated. I don't.
Yeah. So would you always think simple is best?
I think, you know, we tend to have, you know, we tend to want like the finishes to really shine and to really show. Mm-hmm. So when thinking about simple, I don't know if I like the word simple as much as I like the word like clean and uncluttered. Like I don't like when you walk into a space and everything, you don't know where to look. You're overwhelmed. And you know, we really want our designs, we want you to walk into a space and feel, wow, this feels warm, this feels curated, this feels clean.
Yes. And what is it about those earthy tones that makes you get that feeling? Like what, is there any specific pinpoints that you can think of that, you know, if you incorporate these things into your home, it will just feel, you'll feel more relaxed, more at ease, I suppose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you can tell when you walk into somebody's house and everything feels brand new, and everything feels sterile. Like you're feeling like, okay, this, I don't know if I can sit here. This feels like there is no lot of story here. You know, we want you to walk into a space and, okay, what's the story that this space is saying? What's it telling you? So, you know, incorporating some warmer tones by using, you know, vintage Persian rugs. We're also all about sustainability. We're trying to be a company. And so incorporating some of those older pieces. So, you know, antique pieces, antique wood side tables or coffee tables, dressers, and then adding warmth by layering in, you know, those warmer finishes on the lighting, adding in some pottery, different elements that really kind of tell that story, and can add a lot of character to your space. And I think you're always adding. I don't think you're ever totally done with a space, but I also am a firm believer in, like, I have a garage full of just, you know, lots of different accessories and pieces, because I don't want them all to be in there at once. I kind of want to layer them in and bring them in, and then, okay, I might get tired of that, so I'll switch it out. But all of my pieces can be interchangeable and work, and nothing trendy, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Away from.
And then, like, let's say for different seasons of the year, would that be a time where you would switch out those pieces? Or, yeah, what would be your advice for maybe different seasons for people want to change up their house and, like, in summer make it feel a bit brighter?
Yeah, absolutely. In the summer, I tend to take away some of those, like, warmer, heavier textiles. So if I have, like, a Sherpa or, you know, a wool blanket, I tend to take that off. Same with those types of pillows. Swap those out for, you know, those lighter, you know, easier linens. So like a linen pillows. I tend to actually have less textiles in the summer than I would in the winter. And then as those months get cooler and cooler, that's when I start bringing back in, you know, the wool, you know, more of the candles, kind of more of that ambiance that you really want in those cooler seasons of, I want to walk in and feel like, oh man, this feels very warm, very homey, very, and I also think scents have a huge, like, different candles and different scents. So depending on the season, you know, summer, you probably want something like brighter and, you know, more citrusy, where in the winter, you know, you're leaning towards something much more woodsier and cozy.
Yes, yeah, I absolutely agree. Well, that was all of our questions. I don't think we have any questions right now from our followers, from anyone who has joined us, unless anyone wants to pop in some questions. Have you got any questions for us here?
Oh man, I would just, you guys are just really growing. And I keep seeing you guys pop up in different stores that I shop at, and in a way, I'm like, yay, so happy. And at the same time, like, no, because I want to have this unique piece in our. I want everybody to know about you guys because you have, amazing, incredible, beautiful lighting.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah.
So we're like your little secret.
Yeah. That's right. I actually discovered you guys on Etsy, like,
Okay.
and then kind of slowly started, as we started to have larger projects, started doing ordering. That's when we started ordering through you guys and using you. So yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. I know, and we have recently launched our ceramic line, so I feel like that is again why so much of this earthy, warm kind of tones have come in, and again, like using all the natural materials. I feel like the earthy tones have just been such a huge topic for us recently. So yeah, again, thank you so much for joining us. And before we go, we have a quick fire round for you. So are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's gonna be two things in every question, and you just, whatever comes to your mind first, whatever you prefer. Okay, you ready? Okay, so would you rather design a kitchen or a bathroom?
Kitchen.
Okay, pendants or chandeliers?
Pendants.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Morning. Pink hues or blue hues?
This is a hard one because kind of either. So pink hues, I guess.
Pink. Yeah. We'll take that as a both. Okay. Ceramic or wicker?
Ceramic.
Tiles or wooden floors?
Both.
Both. Brass or glass lighting?
Brass.
LA or New York?
Well, this is
a tough one.
I would probably say LA because it's West Coast.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Polished brass or satin brass?
Polished.
And night in or night out?
Depends on who I'm with. Love that.
It does. It really does.
With my girlfriends, but at the same time I say that, but I have 3 kids, so I would like to get home and go, a night out would start at 5 and then I'd be home by 8 and then I'd watch something on Netflix and then I'd go to bed. So
yeah. That sounds great. We have a question here from, well, it's not a question. Mike, we would love to come and visit you guys when things open up again. I don't know if he wants you guys to come and visit us or us guys to come and visit you, but we would love that. We'd love that either way. That works both ways.
Okay, I do have to say, Amy is going to Ireland next summer.
Is she?
Yes, and so yeah, she'll need to come and meet you and come to your store and
absolutely, and we'll take her about. We'll show her where is the best places to go.
Okay, I'll let her know. Yeah, and then we're gonna meet up in England after. So if you have any suggestions, recommendations there.
Absolutely. Can we come over to England and join you on your trip?
Yeah. Sounds great.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
So fun.
Yeah. So have you got much plans now for the rest of the day? Have you got a busy day ahead?
Busy day working. We have a lot of projects, in motion. So yeah, got a busy day ahead, but
yeah. I see there's so many coming soon on your websites, and we're so excited to see the final projects.
So many soon. There, I think 7 or 8 projects coming out between, August to next August. So a lot of really exciting, fun things. So you'll have to stay tuned and see what lights end up.
But the lights play a small part in your amazing interiors. So we are so happy to be working with you guys. So thank you so much for joining us, Molly.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Not at all. And tell Amy we said hello, and we will see her next summer.
Sounds great. So much.
Okay, thanks so much, Molly. Bye.